ladies and gentlemen, you might want to go run and grab your tinfoil hats for the night, because you see, today we got a lot of these conspiracies to talk about, okay? Not only that we have the UFO videos, but we also got these conspiracies as well. Something that you all love. Shout out to the homie Barry Step. Like the video if you like it, subscribe if you're brand new. Your dreams and thoughts are no longer safe. Watch this.
And thoughts are no longer safe. Watch this.
The image of a giraffe that the computer has never seen. It's only looking at the fMRI data, and this is what the computer thinks the human is seeing. Yeah.
Holy.
But of course it goes further. So in this one, they said, can they understand the inner monologue, the things you're saying to yourself in your own mind? Mind you, by the way, when you dream, like your visual cortex runs in reverse, so your dreams are no longer safe. But we'll try this. So they had people watch a video and just narrate what was going on in the video in their mind. So there's a woman, she gets hit in the back, she falls over. This is what the computer reconstructed the person thinking. See a girl, looks just like me, get hit in the back, and then she is knocked off. So our thoughts, are starting to be decoded.
Oh, it's over. It's over. A normal person has how many thoughts per day? Thousands, right? And some of them are, or I should say a lot of them can be negative. It doesn't mean that a person would act upon those thoughts, but if they find out, they're like, oh, he's a threat, he's a menace to society, it might be over.
Yeah, just think about what this means for authoritarian states, for instance.
Maybe the tinfoil hat community is on to something. It does seem like we're going in the direction of developing an ability to communicate telepathically through technology. Kind of makes me think about the theory of the aliens being us from the future.
Cops are going to be using mind-reading technology, and Colorado's the first state to pass a law protecting the privacy of your thoughts. This comes in light of the technology now being...
As mind-reading technology improves, something that we just witnessed, Colorado passed its first in-nation law to protect privacy of our thoughts. Shit, man, we really getting down there? Oh, it's over, man.
Widely available for private citizens. Is it time to dust off your tinfoil cap? We'll talk about it. But first, I want you to listen to the voice of a man who lost his ability to speak nearly a decade ago.
It makes people cry who have not heard me in a while.
While there are non-invasive devices available, this is one of those brain chips. We all remember Neuralink, but there's a bunch of other technology that's currently being developed and used. This one works by mapping your brain while you're reading, and the little voice inside of your head gets recorded as the word you were thinking of. It is so effective at doing this that people can have normal conversations now, and you could even speak to somebody telepathically if you really want.
Now, I do like one aspect about it. For example, if you're disabled and you have some sort of condition that makes it so you cannot speak or hear, you're deaf, or, you know, maybe if you have those kind of diseases, and if Neuralink and these devices can help you with that, that's amazing. That is beautiful. It's just the rest of the stuff that is, you know what I mean, right? Now they want to read my thoughts, man. Damn, that's crazy.
Wanted to. The other frightening application of this is being able to stream music directly to your brain in broadband. Okay, this one really...
Oh, they're gonna run ads. Don't worry, man. They're gonna run ads while you're sleeping too.
Concerns me. Have you ever just put on your headphones and someone had connected to them and suddenly you're hearing half of a conversation? Well, anything that's attached to technology is hackable. Do you really want your brain being available to the internet?
Exactly.
That's not even where it gets weird.
Sorry for pausing here, but this is important here, right? Like, data gets hacked online all the time. Social security, I heard, like, a lot of, pretty much all of the Americans, all Americans in America, Americans in America, right? Duh. All America's social security number got hacked just recently, right? Imagine your brain data, like everything gets leaked on the internet. Holy shit. Imagine like 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years from now, you and I are probably not gonna be here, right? Unless they come out with some sort of technology that increases our life expectancy. Okay, but we're gonna talk about that later. But yeah, imagine your entire life gets put on the internet. Yeah, imagine that.
You can buy brain mapping technology right now for about $1,000. There's also software that you can buy that gives you the ability to map and use the information that you get from your brain. You could turn it into images, you could record your dreams, you could even speak to people. I just know that it's going to become commonplace where someone suspects their boyfriend or girlfriend of cheating, so they just pop on the brain cap and read their thoughts. However, what Colorado wanted to do was to make it illegal to sell your data. Kind of like a lot of platforms have done.
But
this, however,
failed.
provides no legal protection from the police.
Yep, there we go.
Of course it provides no protection from the police. That's the main people you would want to keep out of your head. I really hope that people see the potential danger of this and it doesn't become commonplace. But we've all seen the guy driving his car with Apple VR goggles on, so I don't have that much faith in the general public when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah, it's over, man. Yep, like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Real quick, though, shout out to Jack for following on Instagram. Guys, if you do use Instagram, I would definitely love to have you there as well as this YouTube channel. Links are always in the pinned comment and in the description. All right, let's get back to
If you're enjoying this video, hit that subscribe button and come back tomorrow to join me.
The Grand Canyon is not just an American sightseeing location. There are strange and dark secrets that lie within. Some have even encountered a gateway to a hidden world. In 1909, the Arizona Gazette published an article about an expedition funded by the Smithsonian. This expedition was led by a man named G.E. Kincaid, and he discovered an ancient underground city within the Grand Canyon. But here is where it gets interesting. This city was filled with artifacts from ancient Egypt, hieroglyphs, statues, and even a pyramid. How did Egyptian relics end up in Arizona over 5,000 years ago? Is it possible that they had access to flight? But it gets even stranger. The Smithsonian seized all the artifacts and shut down any further exploration, which led to 90% of the Grand Canyon being restricted till this day. The canyon is home to numerous hidden caves and tunnels, many holding ancient treasures and technologies. Many adventurers used to report seeing strange lights and sounds coming from these depths. The Hopi tribe, a tribe native to the region, speak of sacred underground cities known as the Sipafu. These cities are believed to be gateways to the underworld, holding powerful energies that should never be disturbed. All this makes us wonder, what else is hiding in the Grand Canyon?
It's shocking to me to see how many stories there are like this. The evidence that we were at the very least occupied at one time by an advanced race before the Native Americans took over this land is staggering. And I don't mean advanced in the sense of having flying crafts and free energy and whatnot, but advanced in their abilities to build and engineer structures that we can't reproduce today. I've heard the theories that North America is the original Egypt. I can absolutely see how someone could gather that based on the evidence available.
This is why I've said the dates that they are giving us are incorrect. We used to have 13 months, 28 days, and 1 day of rest, even in the Bible. So look, we have 13 lunar cycles of 28 days, 13 zodiac signs, every turtle shell you'll find, 13 sections in the middle, and 28 notches along the side, all to keep us disconnected from these natural cycles of our realm. Listen to David Strait explain it more.
This now I don't believe in 13 months, but it's interesting and intriguing. But this part that he showed where the turtle shell is like 13, that reminded me of that Fibonacci sequence. If you know, you know, right? It's basically, in simple English, it's people or scientists, mathematicians are looking at and saying, basically trying to prove that God is real based off of math, essentially, right? Because the universe has so many stuff in it that is connected to us. Mathematically, the numbers are, maybe I'll make a video, I always say I'll make a video on it, but look into Fibonacci sequence. Your mind is gonna be blown, especially if you're an atheist or you're religious atheist. I think like it's very good for everybody. It's one of those videos that you gotta look into because it proves mathematically the existence of God, because there's so many similarities that mathematically are impossible, but mathematically they are there. The numbers in maths, right? And it does prove the existence of God. It's insane, man. When I saw that video, I was like, holy crap, bro. I mean, I'm a believer, of course, but it's like, it gets your mind going, man.
Our calendar is not quite right.
Our calendar is not right,
he says? 13 months. Of 28 days. With one day, the day of resurrection, Easter, as a neutral day. That's our 365 days. We've actually got 13 constellations, not 12. This same calendar is very close to the Mayan calendar. but it's also very close to several ancient Sanskrit calendars. What does sept mean? 7. I thought that was the 9th month.
Yeah.
What does
set mean? Yeah, that's French, right? Set.
oct mean?
8.
What does nob mean?
9.
What does dec mean?
10.
It's supposed to be the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th month. Jan is 11. Feb is 12. March is 13. April is our first month. Babies are born in the spring, the 1st of April, Easter. This is the start of our new year. It's the start of spring when the flowers start coming up, the grass starts coming up, the trees start leafing out, the babies are born. That's the first day. Our neutral day, day 1. The day we rest and celebrate the resurrection, the new beginning, the beginning of Christ. April is month 1.
Holy.
And then we lost a month in there. Where is it?
2 things here. If this is true, and it certainly appears to be, then did this guy just prove that astrology's all bullcrap? If they don't even have the zodiac signs right, then all their predictions about how those constellations affect our bodies and moods has just been proven to be entirely flawed all the way to the bottom. And secondly, the constellation that was removed was one that represents a man holding 2 snakes, the constellation of Ophiuchus, known as the serpent bearer. What was the significance of that being the constellation that they removed?
Newest invention is called the Arcatron. It's a recreation of the Ark of the Covenant of Moses. Ark means a segment of a circle. A-R-C, A-R-K is the same word. Segment of a circle. Moses was given the ratios 3, 3, 5. If you see behind me, every point of the pentagon are 2 triangles. That's the 3, 3, 5 ratio given to Moses. It has a treatment platform on top so you can treat smaller objects. On the bottom are 5 points are Lexan connectors, and it comes also with the precision compass. It's a very powerful little pyramid generator. It creates the life force. Anything you put in it gets better. It makes vitamins more potent. Water bottles get charged up. Plants grow faster with the charged energy. It works because of its shape. And we're copying the same shape as the Great Pyramid. It was left as a monument in stone to be copied. It was designed to stay there for tens of thousands of years. But it's the sacred geometry, the angles, that make it work. This is the Dream Machine. And it's called the Dream Machine because everybody that's used it, it goes over your bed. I suggest by your feet so you can see it. You have incredible dreams. And these are made up of Cheops pyramids that are base to base, which I call a pyramid crystal. And it's 3 of these crystals. It creates an expansion of the energy, a contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, which creates a flow of energy through it. And it's a great room energizer, especially if you don't have much room to put the pyramid. This takes up very little room on an inside corner, and it shoots energy off of every point. It's wonderful. In the day, people will walk in your house and say, I feel like a kid. I want to laugh. I want to have fun. And this is my grid system behind me. This is a 9 pyramid grid. It focuses 9 vortexes of energy coming off of each of the 9 pyramids and focuses it to a distance about 3 feet away. And this is my favorite sleep system. It's called the Mothership, a 42-inch pyramid that hangs over the bed. This is the #1 selling sleep system pyramid for over 35 years. I've been sitting.
Any of you ever tried something like that? Does it actually work? Because, of course, I don't want to say BS. I don't want to say it works because I don't know, right? It's interesting to hear, but what about you? If you ever tried something like that, let me know.
Here for a good 10 minutes, we had a pyramid like this where we took an apple and we cut it in half. We put the half underneath the pyramid like this and another half outside, and the half that was inside never turned brown.
I mean, I was kind of I was like just sitting here all of a sudden, you just feel like cool, like a cool breeze, like relaxing. You're right, but never experienced this before.
I'm feeling a vibrational level, a tingling, a slight buzzing. I'm feeling a humming. And
this is my favorite invention. It's called the pyramid charger. It's a Tesla coil powered pyramid. This is the first marriage between the...
I don't know, it sounds like one of those snake oil salesman type thing, but what if it's real, right? Like, that's a beautiful thing about these conspiracies, man. Like, they are fascinating stuff. If it's real, then of course it's not a conspiracy then, but you know what I mean, right? Like, I don't want to say BS because I don't know, but it does feel like snake oil salesman type of deal right now. But what if it's real? I mean, if any of you have tested, you probably know the answer. Let us
Cheops
know.
pyramid antenna and a Tesla coil. This is 500,000 volt solid state Tesla coil. It's an amazing device. It creates high frequency, high voltage pyramid energy. It has incredible healing effects and rejuvenation effects. Cheops pyramid standing waves of high frequency, high voltage. In this case, 3 million volts of pyramid wave energy.
Oh no, man! I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that, man. Maybe it's okay. The science. I was gonna say maybe it's if it's scientifically proven, then okay, you might want to try. But the science might be lies too, right? The science is lying. The science is lying. There's that aspect to it. I don't know, man. Honestly, on this one, I don't know, man, bro.
Goes into the body and knocks anything out that shouldn't be there.
I feel like I honestly couldn't be more skeptical of the claims made by people about the capabilities of these little pyramids, and I've seen the experiments. I know a lot of what they claim is actually 100% true because I've seen it with my own eyes, but it just doesn't make any sense to me why placing a few rods in a specific shape would have all these apparent magic qualities. I just can't wrap my head around it, but just because I can't wrap my head around something doesn't mean it's not true.
Have you heard of the Valley of Headless Men? So there's this place in one of the most remote wildernesses anywhere in the world, and despite being a national park since the 1970s, it still has unexplored areas to this day, which is understandable as it's only accessible by air, has these deep river canyons and huge mountains, and has this complex cave system. But the mysterious thing about this place is that back in 1908, these two brothers, the MacLeod brothers, came searching for gold but disappeared, only to be found a year later with their heads removed. Then just 9 years later, this Swiss gold miner, Martin Jorgensen, was also found missing his head. And later in 1945, another man was found still in his sleeping bag missing his head. And what makes this story so interesting is just a year before all these incidences, there used to be this very renowned tribe that lived in the area called the Naha tribe, and they all just suddenly disappeared completely from the area. And to make it even more strange, all the other indigenous tribes in the area say that they've all specifically avoided this valley for centuries because of some unknown evil that they say haunts it. And there's all kinds of theories for why this happened, from there being feral people in the cave systems that attack you, to the entrance of some ancient world being there and having a tropical climate due to hot springs which do exist in the area, to the Naha tribe not disappearing at all but wanting to keep the gold for themselves and going deeper into the wilderness.
I believe I heard the story on Mr. Bellin as well. Yeah, might be that.
Regardless, this place is still extremely mysterious to this day.
This one is new to me, but hearing that all these men had their heads removed tells me it wasn't some animal that did it, but likely another man. So if this place is that remote, who's living out there and beheading anyone who steps foot in the area, and how are they surviving out there in such a...
Especially if the cut is straight, right? It would be then with a sharp knife or an object like that. And it might not be like an animal.
Extreme conditions for so long without being detected. I imagine this is one of those that has a simple explanation that we'll never get because it was likely an individual doing this who's no longer alive. This all started in 1908, so I would imagine that the threat's gone and now it's safe to explore there again.
Watch him till the end.
I bet you never noticed this.
But what? Alright folks, look carefully. Never noticed this. Check that out is about to. Wait, what?
Get this. We all know what that is. Baphomet face, right?
I don't know about
that. To Jenny, right? And then I want you to have this. There's going to be something that is very strange.
Of course, I can keep this.
All right, look carefully. With his right hand, he's going to put his peace sign up, right?
Yeah. Peace sign up.
But look carefully at the left hand.
That left hand. She was gone.
What does that look like? He had one finger out. Now watch this. It's a very clear Baphomet salute.
Yeah, 2 here.
I mean, that's just something strange that people don't.
I guess everybody's involved in this satanic worship stuff.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what. It looked like peace sign. He did it like twice like that. Okay, maybe that's what it means, satanic. I don't know.
Long had my suspicions about Tom Hanks, though. That guy gives me a super uneasy feeling, and it ain't got nothing to do with this stuff.
The solar panels we have now are garbage. And I learned this because I invented this battery. It's a specialized AGM battery that can power a small house for about 4 days without being recharged. But it can also trickle charge from solar. And then it can also rapid charge when your power comes on. It's designed for brownouts. And through this process of creating this battery, I discovered that the solar panel I was trying to utilize only had a 15% maximum conversion ratio. And I'm like, 15%? Why is this not converting at 70, 80, 90%? So I started looking, I thought, maybe it's this product, or maybe it's this company I'm using. So I started looking for more solar panels. And every company I went to get solar panels, some of them were even 3%, 4%, 2%. I even found one that was 1% conversion. And I'm going, why are these panels not converting electricity? I contacted one company and they sent me the link to a government page. And basically it's a government order. And basically this bill bans the use of solar panels that can convert higher than 15%. And this has gone around the entire planet. There's no company that you can find on this planet that will give you a solar panel that actually converts power higher than 15%, which is
So I guess in simple English, what I'm getting from this is that all the power, let's just say if you got an hour worth of battery, hypothetically, you're only gonna get 15% of that hour. Am I getting that right?
The craziest thing I've ever seen. So they've got the boot on our neck even with the solar panels. If we can get solar panels to do what they're supposed to do at 75, 80%, all of a sudden, you have all the clean energy you need. You can take a small amount of area out of Colorado where nobody's living, like a valley.
Yeah.
And cover.
I guess that's what it means then. So if you got an hour worth of battery saved on the solar panel, because of the government bill, you're only gonna get 15% of that 1 hour. Therefore, you cannot have it for a longer period, or there's some crap with that, crap like that.
With solar panels that have the right capacity for conversion, and you can power the entire United States for free.
I knew about this one already, but when I mentioned it in a couple,
simply put, the reason is money. They want to make money. Yeah, like if it's free, they're not gonna make money.
Videos back, I got a few people trying to start an argument with me in the comments about it, so I just wanted to show the receipts for what I said. And the reasoning behind them doing this is because they don't want to upset the energy economy. If solar panels worked the way they should, you wouldn't need to be hooked to the grid. Everyone would be buying solar panels, but they just aren't worth it for the price with these conversion reductions they have in place.
Egypt has the Red Sea right beside it. It comes up into two branches, the one on the left called the Gulf of Suez, where the Suez Canal is, the one on the right called the Gulf of Aqaba. Right where that red dot is next to the Gulf of Aqaba is actually a beach. So there's the children of Israel stuck on the beach. They can't go north or south. There's mountains both ways. They can't go back. There's Pharaoh's army coming through the gap, and they can't go ahead. There's a Red Sea in front of them. So what do? Well, at that point, there's a shallow spot. Why I say shallow? It's actually 900 feet deep. That's still pretty deep. But 900 feet over 8 miles is not bad. It's a gentle slope down, gentle slope back up. At the bottom, according to Ron Wyatt, he went scuba diving down there and found human bones, horses' hooves, chariot wheels. Now, there's some controversy about the chariot wheels, but this is what appears to be a chariot wheel, gold-plated. They said you can't pick it up. It's a gold veneer because it just crumbles. The wood's rotted out. When he took the pictures to the...
can our brother get 2 grams of gold there? Is that too hard?
Gulf to the Antiquities Department in Egypt, they said, oh, wow, this is from the 18th dynasty. I said, how do you know that? They said, well, the 18th dynasty is the only one that used 4, 6, and 8-spoke chariot wheels, and all 3 were down there. So this was the same guys that chased Moses out of Egypt, the 18th dynasty.
I feel like there's so much evidence to show that the story of the crossing of the Red Sea actually happened. I watched a documentary about 10 years ago where they were talking about the unique geological properties of the area and how the water could have receded and created a land bridge based on evidence they found of the way the wind and current run through those mountains. There's no way I'd be able to actually do a good job of explaining it, but they essentially broke down how through a specific natural weather event the winds could push on the waters to the degree that it would part the Red Sea directly over that land bridge. I'll try to see if if I can find the documentary and post it in the description, but if it's not there, I couldn't find it.
What about the aliens that contacted us in 1981?
1981 alien contact, how to stop reincarnating over and over. You guys believe in that? I know a lot of people believe in that, but who believes that? You believe it? One in the comments if you believe it, two if not. I'm talking about reincarnation. I don't believe it, but I don't know either. I guess nobody can say 100%, right? But
one trying to tell us how to stop reincarnating as humans over and over and over again. You're foolish. That's what I thought too, until I heard the full story. In 1981, Carla Rucker, who was a girl from Kentucky, began receiving telepathic contact from a group of entities calling themselves Ra. According to Rucker, these were the stick with me, the collective consciousness from a higher dimension of the planet Venus. They evolved 2.6 billion years ago into a higher dimension, and they came back to give us information and to tell us how to stop reincarnating and much more. Then over the next couple of years, they kept this contact going, and there was three of them. There was Carla herself, there was Don, then there was also Jim, Jim wrote down everything. Don was the one asking questions. It was kind of written in a Q&A format, and because they were asking questions to this entity, but the entity was actually talking through Carla. And all of these conversations they actually put into a book series, actually I think 4 or 5 books, and it's called The Law of One. So what you're saying is she got...
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm a believer in the elements, the aliens, of course. I believe in them. But I believe they exist. I believe that we're not the only one, right? That's what I believe in, personally. If you believe in that we're alone, hey, that's fair. If you believe that we're not alone, hey, that's fair too. But selling of the books, I don't know.
Possessed. I wouldn't say she was possessed because...
To be fair, though, I guess back in the days, 1981, to get your story out, I guess you would sell books. So, in a way, it's hard to say whether it's, like, fake or real, just because of the selling of the book, right? Because I guess this is how you would get your info out, right? You know, not everything or everyone that sells books is fake or fake news, right? Or fake story. Because, yeah, I guess that's one of their medium. That's one of their way to get the story out.
Because she had a Bible at her head in order to make contact with them. And also, this was all documented extensively. Like, they had microphones on the whole time. You can actually go listen to the original audios from 1981.
What the hell?
So how do we stop reincarnating over and over then? Well, real quick, I think it's important to understand what the main message of Ra actually is. Here's a quote from session 4. The law of one, though beyond the limitations of name, as you call vibratory sound complexes, may be approximated by stating that all things are one, that there is no polarity, there is no wrong, no right, no disharmony, but only identity. All is one, and that one is love light, or light/love. The infinite creator. So it's about everything being God. Kind of, but it's not a religious book at all. In the book, it actually says that it doesn't matter if you know about the book, The Law of One, and if you don't even know about what the Law of One actually is. That's fine. The only thing you need to do to move on is...
Okay, that's good. I don't know what the Law of One is. So the only thing to do to move on is...
You need to love and be in service to others. Like get to heaven? Not in the traditional sense at all. In the Law of One philosophy, there are 7 major densities in our universe. Think of them as different thresholds that...
So number 1 is conscious, the elements, growth being the second, higher plant animal life, self-awareness, human, others, ET races, okay, love and understanding would be positive and negative polarized, light and wisdom would be light beings, okay, light beings, unity, social memory complexes, gateway would be law of the one, approach to empathy, I guess that's what it says, right? Empathy? Infinity.
That have been separated off, but they're just different vibrational pockets in which different bodies can exist. Another way to think about it is, think about the ocean. When you go down in the ocean, you need to have a specific body in order to go far enough down.
Yeah.
And so what the Law of One is saying, what Ra is saying, is that you need to have different bodies for each density. And again, there's 7 of them. 7 major ones, that is. So then reincarnation is kind of like just playing the game of different bodies with different experiences. So how does loving others get you to a higher density? Well, according to what they're telling us, it's actually just math. If you're more than 50% in service to others, Then you'll move on in the positive polarization from this third density to fourth density. But there's also the option to move on negatively, which means you're according to law 1, 95% or more in service to yourself.
I'm sure you've all heard of this before, or at least most of you have, but I had no idea these sessions were actually recorded. How would you fake that? To just lay there and answer these questions with such authority in a way that sounds as if you're reading from a well-written book and you're just some teenage girl from Kentucky? That one's just hard to explain away. But guys,
yeah, I hear that, but they might, maybe they were saying that with conviction because they believe that it's real, but it doesn't mean it's real. Maybe, you know, it's the trick of the mind. Maybe they were just cuckoo in the head or something, or maybe they were being real. Never know. Interesting nonetheless. Alright, let's get down to this one. Shout out to UFO Sightings Daily.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Scott.
Welcome back.
This is a UFO or disc seen on May 2006 back in Baghdad, Iraq. Now look at this, AI on the right and normal on the left. This was a photo taken by a United States soldier in Iraq during the Iraq confrontation over there. And look at this. This is just amazing. At the time he said he didn't see it. However, it was in the photos later when he reviewed it. Look at that. That does look like some sort of disc, guys. Some sort of disc. Absolutely amazing. Very, very thin. Observing the wall.
I wonder, like, how do these entities sit inside? Or perhaps it's like a drone, an alien drone. Maybe they're on a different planet controlling this ish.
Guys, that's just insane. This looks like some kind of pigeon or bird on the wire. Another one
pigeon.
over here.
They're chilling.
Pretty focused, not too bad. Very you can't even tell what it is before AI edits it. But after AI, you can see the smoke coming to form, the building back there is all focused and everything. Just incredible footage. There's been a lot of UFO videos and such released from the Middle East, especially in the Iraq war area.
Yeah.
Now this one is a little bit unusual. The detail's just amazing. Do you
Antarctica
see that?
Or
that is March 29th, 2003 in Leningrad, Iceland. I'm not going to say that again, but I'll put it in the about description below. Okay, so this was recorded in Iceland at the time. And guys,
when Iceland had ice, is it because I always hear this, right? Greenland got the ice, but Iceland don't have the ice. I guess in winter time you would get snow, right? But
what is that? It looks like some kind of balloon or a cloud or maybe a spacecraft. Now the black pieces on it make me think, wow, that could be some kind of alien craft. However, it's very unusual. It's very low. I don't have a lot of information about this, and is really out there. It looks like the guy's in a vehicle, and it could be going through a window. And when you take something through a window, you have to worry about reflections. You have to worry about things stuck to your window. Or what is this? Is this real? Is this not real? Is it just something stuck to the window? Obviously, you didn't fake it. If it's faked, not faked on purpose, I should say. However, being taken through the window, it's a big no-no among UFO researchers to be careful of such things. Unless you have no choice, you're inside of a tall building, it's the only option. Look at that. What is that, guys? That is crazy. It's like a giant birthday balloon or something, but you know it's not. You know it's not. Oh, that's just nuts. I don't know. The shape's just so smooth and unusual. This one again is from Hungary. This is Budapest, Hungary.
Again.
A military pilot recorded a spectacular video. We don't have the video though. I couldn't find it. Search for it. On September 29th, 2001. The craft was flying to his left on the side and then moved very fast past him into the clouds as he was seen in the video. Now, like I said.
Yeah, like look at that. It's still so tiny. It looks like an iPad flying, right? An iPad flying. How do you sit inside? How do you sit? Do you like do this like you sit in there like in a sleeping position? Exactly, right? How do you? It's so tiny. Or perhaps it's so far away that it would appear as tiny, but perhaps it's 3 feet tall or 4 feet tall, because we do hear that some of these are 3 to 4 feet tall creatures as well. Maybe that's what it is. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Check out this video on the screen. This is the last episode that we've done. If you enjoyed this, you're gonna love this one. Got a lot of conspiracies, a lot of videos in this one. It's about to be baffling out here. Check it out, and I'll see you right there.